Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment on the video, let me know what you think. Y'all, I was just watching T for TV, and she was giving an update on Maurice and Black Titanic trial case. And I'm wondering, is this the reason that Dr. Heathen actually stopped doing Messy Mondays with Carlos? Because Bravo told her to stop because they know that Dr. Heathen is reckless with the mouth, and she always goes off the deep end, and they don't want to potentially get caught up and get Dr. Heathen to get them caught up in some type of lawsuit against them, because they know that Carlos and his cast or his castmate is in a lawsuit with one of the subscribers or fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I wonder, is this the real reason why Dr. Heathen stopped doing Messy Mondays? But to make it not come about, to try to, before it surfaced and people actually know the real reason, even though Dr. Heathen came out after the who was that, Marquez interview, where he gave all of this information and had a side conversation with Dr. Heathen. And she came out and said that she wasn't doing it anymore because she doesn't like breaking up families, and she didn't want anything else to do with the Love and Marriage Huntsville Messy Mondays. Even though that was stated, Dr. Heathen came back. Somehow or another, Carlos was able to convince her to come back and do Messy Mondays again. But I wonder, after she went back, did it get back to Bravo, and Bravo had a side conversation with Dr. Heathen and told her to stop? Because remember, Dr. Heathen was doing reviews on Married to Medicine, going off on the cast, and to the point where it was disrupting their filming, because Dr. Heathen told all Dr. Contessa business that she had told to her regarding her husband, their marriage or whatever, to the point where this lady was in tears because she looked at Dr. Heathen as a real friend, and all of their business was being leaked out by way of Dr. Heathen. She dogged every last one of the cast members to the point where they had to go to production and have her shut down. And Dr. Heathen was like, I'm only going to review the show on her Patreon. So when she teamed up with Carlos and started doing the Messy Mondays and stuff like that, and then they started doing Love and Marriage Huntsville, Dr. Heathen did start getting a lot of backlash, because the things that she was saying, she was talking out the side of her neck, and they was so far left. She was saying so many inappropriate things, as like when she went after Dr. Shanita, calling her a man, talking about Dr. Shanita and Martell should get together and stuff like that. And it was just like, where's all this stuff coming from? She was and even though they said that she jokes a lot, and everything is not a joke, everything is not made for fun, and a lot of the things that Dr. Heathen does and says, even though she says, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to take it back, you can't take it back, because once it's out there, it's out there. Even if you say, take it from the record, or I take it back, or I was just playing. No, you wasn't, because if you didn't want it out there, you wouldn't have put it out there in the first place. And she does that as a sense of to make it seem like she didn't mean what she say, or so people don't come after her after she didn't put certain things out in the atmosphere, even though it's like it's already, the damage is already done. So I believe that once Dr. Heathen, the Messy Mondays start circulating, and possibly it got back to Bravo once again, and Bravo found out, wait a minute, Carlos, one of his cast over there on Love of Mary Huntsville, over there on OWN, is already in a lawsuit. People are not afraid to sue, and the things that Dr. Heathen is doing, she's a part of our network, which means that even though she's doing it on a podcast on YouTube with Carlos, she's still a representation of the OWN network. I mean, of the Bravo network. Doesn't matter that she's teaming up with Carlos. She is under contract with Bravo. And I believe Bravo probably is like, no. And they probably shut her down altogether from doing Messy Mondays. And that's why Carlos is trying to throw anything out there to try to cover it up. That's because we've never heard him say Tiffany and Big Lou left Love and Mary Huntsville because of the millimeters, because Tiffany couldn't take it. And everybody heard Tiffany when she said that, when she was talking to Stormy about going through what she was going through. She didn't think it would be that hard having a baby and going back to work and having her husband travel all the time. When her last couple of episodes on Love and Mary Huntsville was nothing but Tiffany crying about her marriage, her depression, her having a baby and trying to balance life, and Stormy, and having to talk with Stormy, having to talk with Lou on the lawn at the park. And then their last episode, when she broke down crying, those were real moments. That had nothing to do with the millimeters. That had nothing to do with Melody. But Carlos is trying to cover up the bull crap that he has going on, and he doesn't want people to realize why did the real reason why the duo, the fabulous Messy Monday duo, broke up, because he thought it was going well, but like I said, because he was able to sit back and let Dr. Heathen do all the talking and do all the bashing of everybody that Carlos wanted her to come for. And Bravo was like, no, you're not going to be used, and you're under contract with us. Let that man get his own cast to do, for him to use, for him to be able, for them to be his mouthpiece. You're on a contract with us, and you're not going to do Messy Mondays anymore. And that's why I believe that Dr. Heathen really loved Messy Mondays, but I also believe that Carlos is trying to use every and anybody, trying to throw stuff at it, trying to cover it up. And that's why he's using Tiffany and Big Lou. And he's trying to say that people coming for Dr. Heathen's business, even though she been said people years ago, people were calling her office or whatever. She just started reviewing Love and Mary Huntsville, but people been calling her business for a while. This was way back when people were calling her office. She hasn't always reviewed Love and Mary Huntsville. That's how I know that it's a mess in the game. But I believe, and looking at this last episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, where the cast is sitting around talking about the millimeters and how much it has messed with their businesses, knowing doggone well that they messed up their own business. But I believe they're trying to get Melody on record to say that she doesn't agree with the millimeters either, so they can try to use that against her and the millimeters in court with Maurice. Because I bet you on the back end, OWN and whoever, the producers, whoever the powers to be over at Love and Marriage Huntsville, I bet you they're telling Carlos to fix this. And they're probably chewing his neck off, chewing his head off every chance they get. Because from listening to True TV, I'm sorry, is it? Yes, True TV, speak about the case. This case is not going away. They're moving forward on this case. It has not been dismissed, which means that Carlos and his cast they're going to have to, and Nicole Kingdom Reign, they're going to have to answer to whoever the powers to be over at OWN as to how this lawsuit came about, why are they in it, and what the hell happened to the point where they are now. And even if they have to spend some money, well, they're spending some money regardless, because they still gotta pay for a defense. But they're gonna have, Carlos is gonna have some explaining to do. This is, yes, Maurice is the ultimately going to trial, but trust and believe Carlos have to answer to this too. And I believe that's why Carlos is going so hard at the millimeters, trying anything they can do to possibly try to throw dirt on the millimeters to make it seem like, oh, this is their everyday task coming for everybody on the show, their business and stuff like that. And no, it's not going to work. I hope that Black Titanic lawyer wipes the floor with Carlos, OWN, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Maurice, all of them, especially for the fact of how toxic they have turned this show, and how Carlos have allowed Martell to run amok, let his cast run amok. And if they had stuck to their true storylines, there would be no need for a lawsuit, because nobody would be able to use your information against you. Just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.